And welcome back to the channel, guys. This is another how-to video, and this is a big one. This is how to manage your finances. So where do we begin? Right, if we click the club page, then then you can see that finances is the second tab, or you can always go to these figures here and just click on them, and that'll take you to the finance page. But you know the score, we always go to the help tab. So help tab, we're looking for what's under the club tab. Here we are, and let's get into it. So we are going to start from here, finances. So this takes you to an area that you need to master to be successful. It's a goal manager. Yeah, totally agree with that. We're going to look at income, we're going to look at expenditures, and let's get straight into the nasty stuff. Let's go straight into taxes, and here we can see that you will get taxed if your profits are above 2 million. So at the end of the season, if you've made more than 2 million in profit, then you'll get taxed 10%. If you made more than 5 million, 20%. If you've made more than 10 million, 40%. Wow. So guys, it's important to make money, but it's important to spend money as well, unless the tax man grabs it. So we are going to go straight into the finances. So let's return. Well, let's take the shortcut and go straight into finances. And here you can see 3 tabs: income, expenses, and then history. Right, let's talk about the macro stuff. Let's talk about where you can make serious money and spend serious money. So we are going to we're going to talk about youth academy, we are going to talk about transfer market, and we're going to talk about stadium. So we've covered these in other videos, so we are well qualified to go through these. First thing we could talk about is youth academy. So if you go under star, that's your training tab, and then youth academy, this is where you generate income. So you get players, you scout players, you sign players, you develop those players, and you take them from little minnows on 48 and you build them up into 91s. And from then on, obviously 2 choices. You can either put them on the transfer market, get lots of money for them, or you could decide to develop your team and then win games and then earn money that way, increasing your attendances. So that's that way. So that's the Youth Academy. Now let's go to transfers. So I'm wheeling dealing on the transfer market all the time. So if you go to my bids and negotiations, then we can see players for sale. Look at that. So I've got a goalie on sale at the moment, 9,750,000. So that's the minimum you're going to get for it if the club that's bidding succeeds in getting Adawi. But look at that, purchasing as well. I'm purchasing one as well. So I'm after a midfielder. It's Ben. They're asking 15 million, and I'm going for 16.5 million bid on him. And if we go to your finances, then that gives you your overall figure, how much you've got to spend. So in your bank, you've got 36.9 million at the moment, and available funds to spend is 36.4. So I could not bid more than a 36.4 for this player. Cool. And then as we know from the transfer video, there's lots of targets that come up. There's targets get sold, and you can put as many players on there as you want throughout the season, but you are limited to, well, I am at the moment limited to 2 players out transfer any one time, and the amount of players you're buying is limited to the amount of money that you have. Cool. And if you make a bid, so for example, I've made a bid of 16.5 million, then that means my available funds goes down to 20 million, because you can't just keep doing the 16.5 mil bids to your heart's content. So as soon as I make a bid, then the amount of money I've got available for other players decreases as well. Cool. Right, so that's transfer market. Let's get into club stadium, because this gives you your attendances. So having a good stadium increases your attendances, which increases your gate income. So home games, you get a lot of income from ticket sales and also from cup matches if you are at home, and also cup matches if you are a neutral venue, or indeed away cup matches, because you get a cut of the tickets as well. Now, how we set ticket prices, you want full stadiums, so we covered this on how to build a stadium. But oversubscriptions means that you can perhaps put your ticket prices up. And how do you set ticket prices? Well, ticket prices comes on this page we've already seen, and you can try and squeeze the amount of attendance you can get at all your games to increase your income. Right, so those are the macro, youth academy, transfer market and stadium development. But just to be aware, stadium developments, they do cost a lot of money. For example, just this little quadrant stand, that little stand in the corner, it's going to cost me 2.8 mil. I think these bigger stands are more like 14 or 15 million. And as we're going to see in a minute, we do have stadium costs. So let's get back into finances and let's look at the income and expenses. So income and expense. So at the moment, this is how much I've got in, and expenses, this is how much I've paid out. This is my available balance, as we saw. And if we look down, so these are the description of what you spent your money on, or what you've gained money. So match day, so here's all the ticket income. You got match day expenses as well to factor out of that, so $500,000 comes out for that. Commercial deals as well. You got media here, so these are all things that come when you hold a match day. Transfers, this is the big one, as I said. So transfers is big one, and you have to keep wheeling and dealing. That is part of the game. So look at that, we made a 12 million profit on transfers this season already. Wages, that's another big bill. So always look at your contracts, what you signed your players on, what their bonuses are, and then other, like for example, stadium costs. So if we go to, let's just have a look at players' contracts, and you can see that here they are. So here's all the wages that you are paying a player. This is a daily wage, whether they play or not. And if you go to any player, they will also demand bonus payments for their participation. So the fact that you've got wage per day here, and if you go into their contracts, then you can see that that's their wage, that's their appearance fee as well, and the seasonal wage rise that you get from players. But players are negotiable, so after a season, if you had a player, you can start negotiations and you can offer him more time, but for less wages. Always go to the home tab as well, because there's always discussions on it. Like for example, looking at finances, there's a whole thread about how do you negotiate finances with your players, and the best ways of doing that. Cool. Right, so let's get back into the incomes and expenses. So let's go club and then incomes and expenses. So if we take income for example, then these are all your income streams. So for example, we played at home yesterday, so we got merchandising, which helps. That obviously matters on the amount of crowds you get. Got TV rights, nearly 100,000 for that, and we got, here's our ticket sales, that is the big one. So if we look for expenses on the same day, then you've got things like player bonuses, players' wages. So look at that, players' bonuses are literally, in my case, 25% of player wages. You've got policing services, you've got stadium development, so that's the 2.8 mil we paid for that little quadrant of a stand. You've You've got stadium maintenance, so the bigger your stadium, yeah, the higher maintenance you pay on that. And then we've got staff wages, of course, for all your scouts, physios, coaches, etc. And then it gives you a total at the bottom, and you can look at whichever day you want. It gives you expenses and history for that day. Yeah, talking of history, then you can go from season 1. It's got records all the way down to the current season, which is 52. And as you can see, what I draw your attention to is just income and expenses here. So just watch how these numbers increase as we get higher up in the league. And yeah, we're talking big money now that we are in the Bundesliga, and we are youth academy and transferring players in and out all the time. Cool, right, so that is a rough and ready look at finances. Basically, on the help tab, that's all the information you get. It's up to you to keep a tab on your finances. So this accounts page is very useful. Available funds wise, my bit of advice was always keep 5 million in the bank in available, so you can still dabble in the transfer market and turn a profit. And even if you do go lower than that, you've still got your youth academy that can make you income. Cool, right, so that's it for me. I know this is a long one, but this is a critical and an in-depth subject. So if you've got any questions on it, put them down in the comments, and while you're down there, like and subscribe for more how-to videos. Thanks for watching.